My dear friends, today is Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of Av, the official day of mourning for the Jewish people over the destruction of our temple, our first temple and our second temple in Jerusalem. It's a day where we mourn, we fast, we sit on the floor, and we reflect. And as I've shared with you before, the purpose of a fast day, all the fast days, is not to be hungry and not to be miserable and not to punish ourselves, but it's to encourage us to reflect deeply, to put on a different set of glasses, to look at the world in a different way, and to be able to interact with the world in a more spiritual way with a different perspective. And that's the perspective that I'd like to share with you today. It's Tisha B'Av. Here we are. We're still sitting on the floor. We're still mourning. Where's Mashiach? Where's the end to all this? This has been a terrible, terrible year in so many ways for the world and for the Jewish people. And we've suffered so many different tragedies, and we continue to suffer tragedies. Why are we still here? Where is Mashiach? What are we waiting for? And I'm sure I've shared this story with you all a million times, but it was many years ago, and I learned this lesson from a teacher of mine. I was at the Kotel, the Western Wall. I was a yeshiva student, and I saw one of my students. I was a student. I saw one of my teachers there. And my teacher said, "Hey, what are you doing here, Dave?" That's what I was known as back then. And being the smart guy that I was, I said, "Oh, Rebbe, I'm waiting for Mashiach to come." And he said, "No, Dave, Mashiach is waiting for you." And I realized at that point that the only thing that's preventing us from seeing the realization of the dreams and the vision of the prophets, of seeing a world where Mashiach is here and there's peace and there's unity and there's love and there's wisdom and there's Torah and the divine presence permeates our lives, the only thing that's waiting, that's holding that back is me. That's how I have to look at it. Not you, not the other guy, not that other group that I don't agree with. The reason why we're still sitting on the ground and mourning and Tisha B'Av is because we point the finger at everybody else. We Jews do that, It's this group of Jews that's holding Mashiach from coming back because of the way they react or the way they are in the world. It's this group of Jews. They're not religious enough. They're too religious. They don't believe in the land of Israel. They're too supportive of the land of Israel. They're the crazy settlers. They're the anti-Zionists. Whatever it is, we have to realize that Mashiach is waiting for me, not for those people. Because as I tell my kids all the time, we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. We can only control our own actions, our own thoughts, and our own words. Tisha B'Av is the day to sit and reflect. The fasting helps us to get into that mindset. What can I change? What do I need to fix inside of myself? The Beit HaMikdash, the temple, is rebuilt by the bricks that you and I build every single day with our kind words, with our good deeds, with our prayers, with our tefillah, with our Torah learning, with our chesed. What can I do to build more bricks in the Beit HaMikdash, in the Holy Temple? What role can I play? That's what I need to be focusing on today. And I need to be able to think about all those groups of Jews who I normally can't stand, because they're too whatever, too religious, too fanatic, too laid back, too apathetic, too assimilated, whatever it is, and look at them and think about their redeeming qualities. Think about what they can teach me. We can learn from each other. It says in Pirkei Avot, who is the wise person? Somebody who learns from everybody else. I'll finish with the famous words of Rav Kook, the great first chief rabbi in Israel. He said that the temple was destroyed because of sinat chinam. That's what the Talmud tells us. Why was the temple destroyed? Because of baseless hatred. And we will not merit to see the temple rebuilt until we can not only overcome baseless hatred, but until we can move toward ahavat chinam, which is baseless love. I love another Jew for no other reason than they are my brother, they are my sister. I may not agree with them, I may not see eye to eye with them, but I love you because you're my brother and you're my sister, and I'm going to come through for you and I'm going to be here for you. And when we reach that place of ahavat chinam, baseless love, that's when we'll merit to see the vision of the prophets finally fulfilled. May it be speedily in our days.